In this next chapter, we're going to explore the world of templates here in OneNote 2007. We can use page templates to improve the appearance of a page, creating better organization and uniformity, for example, amongst pages in a section. Now, the term stationery is rarely used anymore in OneNote because templates are really more than just decorative backgrounds and colors, although that's still a big part of a template. In this chapter, we're going to be exploring the templates that are available to you so you can apply them to new pages. We'll also look at ways to customize templates and create your own templates and make the default template whatever template you want it to be. We're going to do all of that in this chapter, starting in this lesson with applying page templates that we have access to here in OneNote. Now, I've created a brand new notebook. It's called Stationery 1. Just one new section here, an untitled page. If you want to follow along with me and you've got the exercise files, you'll find this in the Lesson 7 folder. If you don't have the exercise files, though, no problem. Just create a brand new notebook and you'll have what I have. Now, just before we get into templates, I don't want you to get that confused with rule lines. You'll notice here on my formatting toolbar, for example, I can show or hide rule lines. That is not a template, and it's not even stationary per se. It's just a way, if you're going to be using a tablet PC, for example, to stay organized, or if you want to be able to keep things looking like a notebook, rule lines are not bad. So sometimes you'll see those show up as you create a new page, but you can turn them on and off just from here. What you see in the background, the blank page, is actually a blank template. So we're going to be looking at some of those blank templates you can choose from, as well as some more fanciful ones, if you will. Now, templates are applied to a new page. So when you go to create a new page, the default template is applied. If you want to be able to choose a different template, well, one option is to go up to the Format menu and turn on the Templates task pane over on the right-hand side by clicking Templates. Let's do that. So here in the Templates task pane, you can see under Add a Page, I've got different categories. So whatever I select from these categories will actually add a new page using that template. There are also templates available on Office Online if you're connected to the internet. Clicking this link will launch your default browser where you can download multiple templates if you don't see something you like in your choices here that come with the installation. Down below, you can see here's where we're going to go in an upcoming lesson to set up our default. And we can even create new templates by creating what we want on our page and then saving that as a template. We'll do that later as well. Right now, we're going to focus up here under Add a Page. So let's say I wanted to add another blank page, but I want to set it up differently. Clicking the plus sign here next to blank will expand this category. Now down below you'll see default, and this is what happens when we create a new page. We get the default blank page. But we can get different types of blank pages, like letter, for example, where the actual size of the page is set for us in the template, 8.5 by 11. We've also got legal, for example, a little further down, 8.5 by 14. There's A4, another popular one. There's postcards and index cards, some with grids and so on. Now, if we go up here to letter and just click on it, look what happens. We get a brand new page. It's untitled. Just so happens that the rule lines are showing. I'm going to turn those off. It really doesn't look a lot different than the first page, except that if I leave the rule lines on and go back to the previous page and turn the rule lines on there, you're going to see that with my scroll bar over here, I'm really seeing the whole page. Whereas I go to the untitled page here, I've got more length and more width. This is actually 8.5 by 11. If I was going to print this out, it would work perfectly with my particular printer. If I go over to legal and give it a click, I'm not actually creating a new page here. I'm still working on my new page. I've just changed the template for this new page. Now, once I start creating content on the page, then when I go back to add a page, that's exactly what I'll get, a brand new page using the template I choose. But let's try some different ones. Let's go up to academic. Here you'll see not just a background, but you'll have placeholders for text to help you get started. So simple lecture notes, for example, if I click on that, gives me a nice looking background, but it also gives me a title area. You can see I've got a note section here, a frame for homework, most important facts covered today, today's pick. So if I'm taking lecture notes, this is an ideal template. If I want more detailed lecture notes, I can click on this option. You can see I've got more sections here to work with and a different background as well. If I'm going to a history class, well, then I get a little bit different. So these are frames that are started for you, part of the template. It's not just a stationary background with an image that's being used or colors. You get these little placeholders as well. I'm going to minimize the academic section or collapse it and go down to business because we got some options here like a project overview. So we're going into a meeting, the project overview, you can see I can track the project name, company name, presenter, description, and you can see here I've got actually some descriptive text. Describe the project in non-technical terms. So I take that out and type in the actual description. If I'm going to a detailed meeting where I want detailed notes, I've got another option. So there's lots to explore here. I'm going to close up business and go down to decorative. Now here's where we get into what a lot of people might call stationary, where we've got different backgrounds here. Blue wave, blue mist margin. You can see that over here on the left-hand side. Push pins in the corner. Light bulb in the corner. So just a different, fancy, nice-looking page using decorative backgrounds, and they are still called templates. Under planners, here again, you're going to get some nice placeholders. If you wanted to create a to-do list for a project, you might click Project To-Do List. Check it out. You've got some check boxes. All of this, of course, can be customized. You come in here and change task 1, 2, and 3 to actual tasks. You could add more if you needed to. Second project down below. An area for notes over here as well. And up here, to-do list. All right, I'm going to minimize planners. I'll go back up to business here and just have some simple meeting notes. Perfect. Agenda, attendees, action, just like that. So applying a template to a new page is really quite simple. Quite often, though, people have notebooks with contents already on the page and they want to create a nice looking background perhaps for the content they already have. Well, it can't be done. What you can do, though, is create the new page like we have here, go back to the previous page if you did have content, just select it, copy it, and bring it over to the new page and paste it. Then you could actually delete the page that you copied the text from. You no longer need that, and you're left with a template in the background of your existing content. When you're done with templates, just close up the task pane here to give yourself a little more space on your screen to work with your new page with your new template. All right, in the next lesson, we're going to take it a step further. We're going to make some modifications or customizations and create our own template out of that. Coming up next.